friends and enemies. Welcome back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with my March stats and the last 10 books I read. So I kind of worked out where these kind of fell together and I just thought, let's group them. So first up, my March stats. I'll link below if you want to skip ahead to the last 10 books I read and those like mini reviews. I read a total of 21 books and 6,578 pages in March. They were 13 audiobooks and 8 ebooks, which is pretty reflective right now. I am busting through audiobooks and ebooks are slacking on my front. And I may have bought approximately 34 books this month. Dangerous for my wallet. Maybe a fun haul for you coming extremely soon because I figured I should share. Yeah, so that was my March reading month. I will say I averaged like $1.50 for these books because I got so many free books. And I stayed pretty steady in my 3.7 rating for everything I read, which is great. I am reading books I love. All right, past the March stats. Let's talk about the last 10 books I read. I'm gonna scoot over so I have plenty of room for covers. First up, I listened to A Heart of Blood and Ashes by Mila Vane. I recced this in my 28 book recs for the romance takeover. And this is a delightful fantasy novel that really packs a punch. FYI, there are no actual dragons in this book. I was hopeful, but they're not. They're like platoon of guys is called dragons. Yeah, this was a really great fantasy romance. It's definitely heavy on the fantasy, but I still thought it had great world building and plot and romantic elements. Then I listened to The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa. I had an arc of this from a while ago that I never got to. This was a 3.5-star read as well. I really liked this. The setup feels like it's not gonna work. And I always love when an author can prove me wrong and show me that it does work. So this is about a wedding planner who's left, and not quite at the altar, but almost. And the brother is involved in making him walk away. But instead, later, like years down the road, they end up having to work on a project together to get a job. Specifically for her to land this job at this hotel as like their main wedding planner. And it's a huge step up for her and a big deal. So you want her to get the job, you want them to work well together. There's a lot of fighting. I thought that the Afro-Latina rep seemed really accurate from people I've seen talk about it as far as own voices. I really enjoyed it. It made me extremely hungry because I love their food. So that was fun and I just really enjoyed it overall. Some people have said think it's over the top, but I really do come to something that's being billed as a rom-com to be that next level over the top ridiculousness, which this brought. Next we have Waking Up with the Duke by Lorraine Heath. I talked about this in my day in the life vlog. I initially gave this like a 3.5, and then I've now rounded it up to a 4-star read because the more time passes, the more I'm still thinking about it and how it used cheating or approved cheating, I guess, as a plot point and a device to explore this story. And like just I agree with the Fated Mates episode. If you have any interest in writing, I think this is a great book to look at and to like delve into because of how Lorraine Heath like unravels the story. It is probably the most unconventional romance I read this year. Rancher Next Door by Marie Johnston. I really was shocked by this book. I gave this a 3.5 out of 5 star. It's a Kindle Unlimited book. I just picked it up on a whim and I loved it. It's about two friends from their childhood. They've grown up. She moved back home with her son and he lives next door and is like taking over his parents' farm where they used to play as kids, and her mom is married to a woman now. Like she's, I guess, lesbian, maybe bi, I don't know, I'm not quite sure. They never really discuss what her identity is on the page, which is fine. And is married to a woman now and very happy. And it's all about her and this guy kind of butting heads at first and then finding their way back to each other, and like this not quite second chance, but like a rekindling of their friendship, and then it turns romantic. Also fake relationship. It was delightful. Next we have Kissing Kendall by Katie Roberts. I gave this a 4 out of 5 star. So this is book 1 in the Gone Wild series, where I also got an arc of this book for review, and this involves a whole bunch of friends going on a cruise. Turns out it's a singles cruise, and it's not quite what they thought they signed up for. So they kind of all end up splitting ways a little bit on the cruise ship and finding love, and book 1 is about Kendall finding love. She's the one who helped plan the cruise and is very, very upset that it turned into a singles cruise. It was such a blast to read, and I really am enjoying this series a lot. They're also super quick novella, under 200 page length, I think, so you could bust through all these in like a couple days. Next we have Whiteout by Adriana Anders. This is a romantic suspense, and this blew my socks off. I don't think I read a lot of romantic suspense, to be honest. Like, it's just not my genre. Like, if I'm gonna read romance, I want romance, and occasionally I dip my toes in like the Aletha Romake series and this, so here and there, but it's really not my like mainstay. This was so fun though. This involves a group of scientists at the Antarctic Circle, or the Arctic Circle, whatever. They're up where it's cold and there is a plot to steal this virus that's frozen in these like tubes that have been drilled out of the earth. And the chef, she witnesses a murder related to this. There is forced proximity, danger banging, grumpy sunshine. Like, it blew me out of the water. I didn't love like one use of language in it that really bothered me. They set off the reservation and I was like, ugh. Otherwise it seemed really good overall. Next, I took a total turn and I listened to a contemporary fiction piece called The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman. This does have romantic elements in it, but it is not a romance. I saw Abby talk at Bookmarks last year and I really enjoyed it. She was delightful on the panel and I had so much fun, like seriously so much fun. But it kind of made me be like, okay, I think I do need to try this book, because I honestly was just like, I don't think I'm gonna like it. But going in and knowing what it was a lot better than not knowing. This was a total blast. It is just kind of a slice of life dive into Nina's life and this discovery of who her father is, and also she kind of finds love in herself and just some fun surprises. I gave this a 4-star. I really, really liked it. Next we have Playing House by Ruby Lang. I thought this was okay. This was a 3-star read for me. It was on the lower end of a 3-star. It just didn't grab me. It is based in New York City around two people that do a really weird job. It's not it's like community planning, but not I don't remember. City planners? They're city planners. That's what it is. And it's cute. They have like kind of a fake relationship, and they go see all these like expensive houses they could never afford together, or like apartments, I guess, because it's New York City, in the boroughs, and it's really cute and like fun and soft. It just didn't grab me. I also had just come off of like some books I really, really liked, so that could be affecting my opinion of it at the end of the day. Next, I read Catching Him by Aurora Rose Reynolds and Baiting Him by Aurora Rose Reynolds. I'm just gonna group these two together. They're both like 3.5-star reads, Kindle Unlimited books with free audio. I blew through one book in a day, and the other one took me a day and like an hour. I started it late in the day, so I just didn't finish it that same day. These were a blast. They are part of her How to Catch an Alpha series. They are over the top, but also very like small town slice of life, which I really enjoyed. They're kind of were just the right balance of like not a lot of angst, but just a little sprinkling of it, but I could still like get into the story without being like, oh god, this is too much. I'm in a very weird reading spot right now. I'm slowly climbing out of it. So yeah, they were both 3.5-star reads for me. I really, really liked them, and I recommend them if you have Kindle Unlimited. And the audios were delightful. The first one is a neighbor story, and there's like the soapy drama that happens about 3/4 of the way through. And then the second one is she meets him at his bar that he owns, and they just kind of like actually also end up living in the same building. And it's just very cute how it all unfolds. What else? Yeah, they're fun. They're set in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, so that's also fun. That's somewhere I'm familiar-ish with, so I always enjoy like seeing locations I know. Like towns I kind of know. That was the last 10 books I read and my March stats. Let me know what your favorite book of March was, or if you read a book recently you really loved and I should check out. I will see you soon in my next video. Please give this one a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.